All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Today's webinar's topic is why 80% of AI agents they hit a wall, and how browser infrastructure, which is the missing layer, help break through it. Today, I'm joined with Harish, who is a senior software engineer here at TestMu AI. I'm Devansh Bhardwaj. I'm a product marketing manager here at TestMu AI. And yeah, today we'll take a deep dive into the hidden infrastructure layer and the challenges that are silently killing your AI agent's scalability, and also the architecture, or the ways that you can use in order to overcome or break through these walls. Okay. Uh, Moving on, before jumping into and talking about the walls that is clearly mentioned in the title, let's just first try to understand the problem at hand. And to do that, I will lay out a scenario for you all that might help you understand the picture better. So nowadays we are seeing AI agents coming up left, right, center, right? And all thanks to these uh, your vibe coding tools such as Replit and Lovable, uh, creating AI agents has become pretty easy now, right? So people are building AI agents that solve both simple and complex workflows as well as use cases, such as it could be a hotel booking agent, it could be a flight scanner agent, it could even be a HR compliance agent, right? So the use cases are vast. Now, this is where the problem starts to emerge. What happens is that engineering teams, they often see that their agents are working perfectly fine as intended in the demo stage, in staging environments, or in any controlled environment. But the moment their agents hit production or aim for scalability, they tend to crash down, right? And naturally, as a response, engineering teams and developers, they tend to think that it might be a model related problem, or there could be some issue with their agent's logic, uh, and they start to optimize on the wrong things. They're not really wrong in the actual sense, but they ignore what could be the major issue which is hampering their scalability. In reality, what is happening is that AI agents are not failing because of their models, right? Their models are bad. The failure is happening one layer below, and it is the infrastructure layer, which is underneath the model. Now, this infrastructure layer, it consists of your browser runtime, your session management, the scale architecture, everything that has to work perfectly for the model's decision to actually execute in the real world. Okay, now I hope we have an understanding of the root cause of why your agents are not able to scale like you want them to. Let's now move forward to discussing about these walls that I mentioned earlier, and we'll pick them one by one. All right. So in totality, there are four walls that usually, hinder the scalability of AI agents. And they are very recurring infrastructure bottlenecks. The first one is your browser instability. The second is your anti-bot defenses, which organizations have set up across their websites. You have latency and scalability issues as well, and you also have state management loss issues. Now let's dive into each one of these walls and try to understand them one by one. All right. The first one, that which is browser instability, is, you see, most engineers and most engineering teams and developers, they come from a backend or an API land where if you send the same input, you get the same output, right? But this is not the way how browsers work, right? The browser is essentially a runtime that carries state. It has tabs, it has memories, it has cookies, it also has cached resources, and that state degrades over time. So, when a browser agent is running a multi step task or a workflow, let's say it's booking a flight or it's filling a complex form, the session can run for minutes, right? And over time, the DOM of the browser, the DOM nodes, they start to accumulate, and even event listeners, they don't get cleaned up, and even the JavaScript, the heap starts to grow of the JavaScript, and at some point, the browser starts making different decisions. Something which you would not intend to. It would start throwing slow rendering. It would start dropping frames. It would also start giving you timeouts, right? And your agent, it sees these unexpected states, and because of these unexpected states, it retries, and it starts to fail gradually, and silently it just dies down. Now, moving to the next wall, which is the anti-bot systems. Um, as I mentioned earlier, nowadays modern websites, they have deployed sophisticated bot detection system across their website, right? And majority of the agent frameworks, they are not equipped with the correct bypass capabilities. So what happens is that their agent works perfectly in the staging, in any controlled environment. The agent gets deployed, but when it hits production, it just stops working out of nowhere. So there is no error, there's no exception. The page loads, the agent even proceeds, and somewhere in the flow, it served a captcha or a honeypot field, or any silent redirect to a degraded experience for the AI agent. The agent doesn't know that it has been blocked, and that really affects the scalability. All right, moving to the third wall, which is the state loss, which is also called the silent killer. So you see, initially browsers were designed for humans, right? Um, a human opens up a tab, does something, and just closes it. The session is measured in minutes, but when it comes to AI agents, they are fundamentally different, right? They're executing multi-step workflows that can run for tens of minutes, sometimes even longer, right? And they're running across pages that require maintained authentication, accumulated context, and remembered state. Uh, and we all know that nobody really designed our usual Chrome browsers for those use cases, right? And so in a way, of course, your agent is running, like, let's take it as an analogy, that your agent is running a long haul process on an infrastructure which was built for sprints. And of course, the browser, the usual Chrome browser, is just not able to handle your agent's capabilities, right? This was our third wall. Now, coming to the fourth wall, which was the latency and scalability. Right. So, majority of the engineering teams, they start with a single browser, right, with one task at a time. The problem here is structural, because you see browsers are heavy. They have like 200 to 400 megabytes per instance, and 2 to 4 seconds of cold start, single threaded rendering as well. So, and when you just stack these browsers, like if you stack up to 50 such browsers concurrently, your infrastructure math starts to topple, right? And what makes it even more dangerous is that it fails gradually. It's not an immediate failure, it's more like a gradual process. And why is it so? Because your latency starts to climb, your queue depth starts to grow, and nothing throws a clean error, which could actually help you identify, okay, this is the issue that I'm facing with my AI agent. And teams, again, as a response, they spend weeks tuning their agent's logic, when the problem has nothing to do with the agent, because the browser in the first place was just not, it just wasn't built to handle that particular load, right? The moment you scale, like I just mentioned, stacking up to 50 concurrent browsers, your usual browsers will start to break. And that, of course, would affect the scalability of your AI agent. Now, I've talked about, the picture of, what is happening when it comes to scaling your AI agents. I've also talked about the overall walls, or you can say hurdles, that are being faced by your AI agents currently, right? But what about the solution? So, in order to tackle such a problem, we at TestMu AI have come up with something called Browser Cloud. So, you see, Browser Cloud is basically a web, or a browser infrastructure for your AI agents that allows them to scrape, automate, test, whatever they want to, without having any infrastructure overheads. Along with this, like the problems that we just talked about, Browser Cloud helps you overcome these hurdles easily. You can spin up hundreds of headless browsers on demand via SDK. You can also incorporate advanced techniques in order to avoid detection of your agent, on websites, like we talked about the anti-bot detection systems, right? You also get persistent session state, which helps you maintain cookies, auth, and DOM context across agent life cycles. You can also run your agents across 180 plus geolocations. Browser Cloud is also framework agnostic. That means it supports Puppeteer, Playwright, Selenium, and you can also connect any of your AI agents using SDK. Along with this, you also get session observability, which basically is, live interactions, live views, video replays, along with console logs, network logs, to give you an in-depth analysis of what is actually happening, allowing you to see what your agent saw. Okay, another point to highlight here is that there are a lot of browser infrastructure tools in the market. They are, right? Um, but what makes Browser Cloud actually stand out from the crowd, right? Um, Talking about that, there are three major points which makes Browser Cloud, stand out from the crowd. The first one is the built-in tunnel for local testing. So, what happens? These new and browser infrastructure tools that are out there, they usually stop at public URLs, right? But Browser Cloud takes it a step further. It comes with TestMu AI's built-in tunnel, which allows users to test locally hosted apps, agents, and workflows behind their own firewalls or VPNs. The second major uh, differentiator for Browser Cloud is the battle tested infrastructure that you can actually rely on. So, Browser Cloud runs on the same infrastructure that has powered TestMu AI's testing capabilities for over a decade now, right? And it still continues to serve up to 2.5 million users and 15,000 plus enterprises globally. So, all in all, you don't have to worry about any cold starts. You don't have to worry about any session drops. You don't have to worry about anything related to the infrastructure part, which these newly launched browser infrastructure tools might have, right? So, all you get is just consistent performance, and that too at scale. The third differentiator would be that you get full session visibility. I just covered this point in the previous slide, but I'll reiterate that you get, every session of Browser Cloud, it gets recorded with a full diagnostic trail or a full detailed report, which includes your network logs, your video recording, where you can actually see, how your agent performed, what actions did it perform. Uh, you get step-by-step command replays and a lot more. Basically, everything that you need in order to debug faster and ship your AI agents with confidence. All right. Now, I think I've talked enough about the problem at hand, the solution, the hurdles that are being faced by AI agents. Now let's go to the practical side of things, right? And for that, I have my colleague Harish here, and he would be demonstrating an in-depth demo of Browser Cloud. So Harish, over to you. The stage is yours.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. So before starting this demo, like I would like to tell you how we have structured the demo. So this demo we have divided, like we will present you the browser cloud implementation in three different stages. So first one is for those people who who are more involved into coding and who likes to have control over their scripts, developers or testers. The second one is who take help of who are in the middle of no code and completely scripted, so that they take help from AI agents, but they also know the technical parts of like coding and how to develop uh, a software or how to develop a testing script. And the third part is for those people who don't like who do no code development or testing, who are not involved into strictly testing and coding, so they can also use the browser. So all these three implementations target three different types of audience. So it depends like what kind of user you are, what kind of developer or tester you are. So depending on that, you can use it. So I'll uh, I'll share my screen.
I think Harish is having some issues with his network. Just give him a minute, and yeah, I think he's back. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
No worries, no worries. Yeah,
I'll share my screen. So so this is a script that I have written. It's completely in Puppeteer. So it's using Puppeteer, and it's a script like a normal. If anyone is using like npm or node, they can use browser cloud among the script. So I'll talk about how you can use browser cloud inside a testing or development, like inside a code. So the first line starts from this. This is our SDK, browser cloud SDK. You have to import it, and we are importing browser class from this. Then these are your credentials. So these credentials you will get once you sign up on browser cloud. It's free to sign up. So like once you sign up, you will see your credentials here. So you will have username and access key here. You can use these to in the environment file in the right side. I mean in the directory. Then you have to instantiate a client browser instantiation object, and then there's a session creation. So this is what you are going to use during for the browser cloud. For here, I have used the adapter as Puppeteer. You can use Selenium or Playwright also. All the three works with browser cloud. Then this is a build name that this build is the name that will all your tests relating to this build name will combine at your dashboard. The name I have given it Puppeteer. These are the specification for the browser that you are trying to run. So here I am running Windows 11 Chrome, and I have given browser version latest, which is like standard. You can give like standard among the TestMu products. So it will pick up the latest Chrome version here. So you don't have to change the script again after like if some time has passed. Then once you have done that, you just need to connect a new browser with the help of Puppeteer through this. So you are passing your session, this session object, and then you are just doing the connect here, instantiating a new browser, and then once this is done, you can use it just similar to any Puppeteer script. So for example, here I, all this code is simple Puppeteer code, nothing related to Browser Cloud SDK or anything. This is like if anyone knows Puppeteer or you have been using it, you just have to take care of the session and connect Puppeteer to it. It's available on npm, so you can check the repository out from there also. So once it's done, so as you can see, package lock and all the node modules are downloaded here. Then if you want, you can For execution, you can do that this PS node style. This is like optional, but if you want, you can do it. Then, since we are using .env file, we need to download .env package. If you are using directly inside this, which I don't think like it's not recommended, but if you are using directly, then you don't need to run this command or use the env file. So once all this is done, you can just run this uh, index.ts directly. So as you can see, this live view it's showing which we had written here session.url, and then there is an adapter. We use the Puppeteer adapter. If you are using another one, then it will show it there. And then as you see, we all the 5 uh, headings are fetched. So this is what you see as a developer or tester. But what happened in the behind the scene is like browser cloud ran all of this on their infrastructure on the cloud on these specifications that you had listed, so that you don't have to do it. So when we go back and when we see test, so this one ran like completed a few seconds ago. So if I open it, you can just view all the commands that ran. You can go through this command, you will get logs. So here you will get console logs or terminal logs. If you are trying to like uh, do console log or anything like for debugging. And then all other commands will be listed here. So you can go and explore these. This is the live view. So if you just play this, you'll be able to see what happened behind the scene on a browser that was on a cloud infrastructure in TestMu. So this one was for those who like do coding or have their existing test cases. You just have to include browser cloud with these few lines, and you will be able to do that. For those who are using AI agents, we have a public repo here. Uh, Sorry, we have a public repo here. This is browser cloud skills. We'll share. You can note it, or we can share it after this webinar. So this is the skill that we have developed for AI agents. So all you have to do is like this skill is already developed. You don't have to do anything on the GitHub. Once you go on your system, like for example, I'll make a new folder, demo, and then here I'm running Cloud Code. So to Cloud Code, you just have to pass this browser cloud folder, or as you can see, it's a skill.md. This is what this will require. Cloud will require. So you can directly put in here install the skill available at this location. So Claude will be able to locate this skill and find this skill.md, and then this is a file that Claude reads and use it for running the processes. You don't have to worry about this skill file. You just have to go on a agent and just put it like install the skill available here, and then you will be able to do it. So once it is done, any agent that you are using will be able to use browser cloud from within its processes. So here I have installed the browser cloud, and you can see installed the browser cloud skills, copied to the this dot cloud skills folder. Now, like for example, I'm a developer and run, I want to create an agent. So I am someone who doesn't know how to create an agent from scratch or use an AI agent. Start with my new files, new projects. So you can directly put it here like uh, build build an agent in. This is Puppeteer I am giving because I want to use Puppeteer as a medium here. You can use Playwright or Selenium also uh, for finding. So I want to build an agent which is able to find the cheapest flight. We so like as you if you are someone who uses AI agents, you know like how important prompts are and how like small change in the prompt can change how the AI agent reacts to it. So here I will try to like enhance my prompt, and I'll say that use Kiwi website to for flight searches. You can put any other website like that, and for the cheapest, and then I'll give my route also, like cheapest flight from Delhi to Mumbai. Use Kiwi website for flight searches, and then one more thing is like as you can see here, there is a tsconfig file. It is required to execute the ts files like index.txt we have here, which is the main agent. You This file almost remains the same, but it's better like if you provide detail here, like include tsconfig as well. So as like Devang said, that browser cloud uh, handles captcha like very smoothly. So if a website has any captcha involved in it, then browser cloud will be able to see it and bypass it so that you can use it. So I am providing this prompt here so that that flag is turned on. It's just a flag that comes in this specification that you build here. So you will be able to find all this information on browser cloud documentation. So here it will try to, like as you can see when I put this prompt, I did not mention anything related to browser cloud. But since we had downloaded the skill, it took that skill automatically and used that browser cloud skill to perform other things. So your code will almost look like tsconfig. It has provided the same that we were using. So it will help you like quickly get started with AI agent building. And if you are looking to like you don't want to code too much or you have a simple use case, then I think this one will help you a lot. Then once this agent is built, everything else remains the same, like the commands, npi, npm, downloading this TestMu SDK, and then initializing. These all will remain the same. It won't be different. So like if so like it started doing all the install and stuff that we were doing earlier. So here you just have to do this, run the same commands, and then this will again turn out to be like it will run the same way as it ran earlier on the browser cloud infrastructure. So like it will be repetitive. So I am not showing it here. The third one is like for those people who like no code development and testing. So for no code development and testing, we have N10 workflow. If you have been working on N10, then you know like N10 is just a uh, drag and drop. You just have to drag and drop nodes here, which will work, and then use your whatever configuration you have given, and then on basis of that, they will perform some tasks. So this is I have built this beforehand. Uh, like it's very simple. You just create a trigger. Here I am using OpenAI as a chat model. So here browser cloud you can use not as a like independent agent as we were using here. Here you have a chat model attached to it, AI agent. So you can attach OpenAI Chat GPT. You can attach Claude or like Gemini. Anything you can attach. So any work that is related to browsers, when it has to happen, the chat model will give it the this chat model will give it to browser cloud, and you will be able to see it on your dashboard. So here I am using OpenAI. So here, as you can see, like OpenAI account is there, then my credential I have to save. From here, I'm using the latest model. I gave a prompt in it like, can you output 5 hotels that come first on makemytrip.com for the location Delhi? So this is, you can give it anything like find the cheapest flight, find this, anything. So it's just this one. Like you just have to provide a prompt here. So since it has to go to makemytrip.com, open it and find it, it will do use browser cloud for it. When you use like browser cloud can be added here like from tools. You can go to and add as like TestMu agent tool. We are available on local and cloud. Like you can use it on local also and on cloud anytime also. Once you have saved it, then like you don't have to touch anything here except for providing the browser platform and browser version that you have to use. So here I've provided Chrome, Windows 11 latest. This will also be like you can also go if your use case doesn't demand it, you can go ahead with the default settings. This also you don't have to touch. So you don't have to do anything except for providing the credentials here. These are the same credentials that I got from here. From your account, you will get these credentials. You have to provide it. And just this you have to provide, attach it. And once you execute this flow, it will go to the model. Model will find that you need browser. It will run the browser cloud. And then when I go to my account, you will see that it started running this. So build name will be anytime testme and timestamp you will be able to figure here the timestamp that you're giving. And then it will show all the logs and similar like it opened make my trip. Then it will search for these. Once it is completed, it will. I have attached an email note from it, so I will get an email here saying that these are the cheapest hotel, 5 hotels that come from New Delhi, and you can use anything that comes. So once it completes the run, you will see that these both will become green. Uh, like it has completed all the browser function, then chat model finds it, and then it will send me an email. So if you go to it, then you will see that this is the text I must have got on the email. So the first 5 hotel listing that appear on Make My Trip, it has provided me the name. You can structure this text here also, and you can structure this text here also, like what kind of text you want and what should be the style of it. So basically, like Browser Cloud, we are providing for all type of audience, whether it's like who likes to code a lot, who likes to take control of their code, who likes to do things like experiment, or who likes doing things with AI agents like Cloud Code and Codex maybe or Gemini CLI. Or maybe if you are using an N10 also, then you can use it. And you will have a dashboard here, which will provide you all the builds and all the test cases that you can see. And you have a centralized dashboard. You can later view like what happened there and um, have a collective information about your test. Yeah, so this was all about the demo, and I think Devansh will help you.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you so much, Harish, for such an amazing and in-depth demo. I genuinely hope that our viewers uh, they did learn something insightful from this demo, and I would encourage you all to go ahead and try it out. It's free. You just have to install it, and you're good to go. Automate anything. Come up with the feedback. We'd love to hear it from you. All right. Another cool thing that we would really like to pitch in is something that we've come up with, which is like a repository. It's a growing library, of course, for of skills for AI agents, right? And they range from all sorts of categories, right? Whether it's testing, it's automation, it's data, it's marketing, or whatever. And you can install these skills in order to enhance your agent's capabilities. So I'll just show you what I mean by that. So this is our website, right? This is the page, and here you can find the command that you just need to run. Just add whatever skill you want to install, and you're good to go. As you can see, they're categorized, across a variety of areas. You have all sorts of categories. You have DevOps, you have design, cloud automation, marketing, productivity. So just go ahead and test it out. This is something that we recently came up with, and we would love to get your feedback on this. You can also, check us out over GitHub, and uh, once you do not forget to star us. We would really appreciate that. And if you have any issues or if you have any feedback that you would want to relay to us, you can do it directly through this repository, right? Now, coming back to the last segment of this webinar, which is basically we'll be taking over your questions if there are any. And yeah, we'd love to answer a few questions if any of you have any. I think we did get one question. Uh, just a second. Harish, can you see the question if there is any? Are you able to see it? I
Yeah,
stopped sharing the screen. Yeah,
yeah. So,
just a second.
so like he's asking,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll read it out. No worries.
yeah,
Uh, okay, so there's someone who asked anonymously that we've been experimenting with Claude Code plus Playwright plus MCP for test automation. In the age of LLMs, is it better to build or to buy? Um, this is more of like, an off-topic question, but to answer it, this setup of yours currently covers only the test authoring part, which is one piece of a five-step life cycle, right? So you're still missing memory, you're still missing context, you're still missing scale and a closed loop workflow. So the bigger issue here is, brittle tests or your flaky tests. So what really happens is Claude reads the DOM, right? Uh, it does not read the rendered screen. So a button hidden behind a pop-up or uh, invisible, or if the button is invisible in the dark mode, the test like sorry, the dark mode, the test still passes, and while the user is not able to click on that button, right? But it still gets passed. So this is where another product of ours, which is Kane AI, this is where Kenya comes in. It helps you test, what's on the screen, what's actually on the screen. It ships the whole workflow, and your team doesn't have to maintain a second product to test the first. So I hope that answers your question. Any other questions? Anyone? We'll just give a few minutes if anybody has to ask any question. We have Vijay and Richa with us right now. All right, I think that suffices it. Uh, in case anybody has any questions, you can reach out to us through at conferences@testmu.com. You can also, and this session is being recorded and this will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, TestMu AI. Again, you can check it out there. And let's say if you have any question which you might not have been able to ask right now, you can definitely leave it in the comment section on YouTube or reach out to us at conferences@testmuai.com, and we'd love to get back to you. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Hope
yeah,
you
thank you so
have an
much.
amazing day. Thank you, Harish. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.